Hi, my name is Nick Oliveri, and I play music, and I make a mess playing music, and I love music, and I'm a fan of music. I had a guitar from Mexico, Tijuana, and banging on it, and my uncle, this big biker guy, said, "You're gonna play music one day," and I was like, "I am." And he was kind of big and kind of intimidating, and I was like, "Okay," and I kind of got into that, and for that, not just that reason, I love the music, and I think when I was a kid, there was like the Village People and Kiss and stuff like that. They had these costumes on. I thought this was like, wow, this is important, you know. This is like super to a kid, 5 years old. That was probably something that was super eye candy to me. And then I got into other kinds of music after that wasn't about like the costume, you know. And I still like some of that stuff. I'm not putting that down. I'm saying I got into other things like, you know, metal and punk, and then crossover happened, and I always liked heavy music from the start. I mean, I think Black Sabbath is a standard, and it's probably one of the best, and probably influenced most bands. You know, songs like "Children of the Grave" and stuff like that changed my life, I think. And going to see Motorhead live for the first time, I saw them in 1986. Blew my mind, you know. I was just like, oh my God. And this band, the Cro-Mags, opened up for them, and they came out and talked to us in the crowd and stuff. And I thought that was very interesting that they weren't, I never thought of a backstage when I was 14 years old, you know, 15 years old. I didn't know, it's just an out of reach thing. So for them to come out and talk to us in the crowd was a mind-bending, mind-changing thing for me. I was like, I really want to play music now for sure. I know this is what I want to do. And it really meant a lot to me that they were answering whatever questions I had, you know, which are kind of, you know, I can't even remember what I asked them. I was so young, you know, but they talked to me and ended up getting in their video and stuff like that. And then Motorhead played, and I was just like blown away. It was the best night ever. And it's Orgasmatron tour. It was great, you know, and I'll never forget it. It's the first time I saw Motorhead, and first time I talked to anybody who played live. I'd seen a few shows by then, but them coming out and talking to me was very important to me. Changed my life.
Since I was 7 years old, I was into rock, because my cousin, big cousin, older cousin, was into rock, and my dad too. And I started with Iron Maiden when I was 7 years old, so I really liked it. And I was always surrounded by guitars from my cousin. My cousin has My basement used to have like the rehearsal room, and was like the 86, 87. So at that time there was not so many people. You cannot see so many people, and he has a lot of records. So I started listening to rock music, and when I was like 10, 11 years old, still keep listening to rock music, hard rock music, and all the grunge bands were coming. So for like 11, 12 years old boy, was really a big influence. And then I immediately, still my cousin was listening to Monster Magnet, Caius. He was in the USA, so bringing, actually another friend of ours brought the Blues for the Red Sun cassette. So it was kind of mind blowing, and Monster Magnet as well, but Danzig, White Zombie, and all this scene more underground and more famous, like Nirvana as well. So 14 years, also Metallica.
Started when I was like 13, started just listening few bands and stuff, and one day I just woke up and I was like, wow, I want to play something, because I was feeling, listening to them, it was a lot, but still I was feeling that I have something inside that I want to take out, and the only way you have to express things is to play or draw or do anything like artistic. So lots of bands inspired me to start with this kind of bands and music. So listening to my previous bands when I was a teenager, I've started with different kind of music. Like I used to listen rock, punk, rap, also rap and metal, and lots of metal again, and then stoner. I've changed lots of different music, so I was inspired from too many bands. And I think you can see that on stage, because part of me, you can see it was like kind of punk influence, and then you can feel a bit of metal influence and a bit of that and that. It's a kind of mix. I'm not like just one style. It's a mix of everything. Also the style or my clothes, everything. It's just a mix of everything that I've got from the past and when I've started. So the thing that inspired me to start this is just the band I used to listen. So I was like, wow, they look so cool, I want to be like them. They were giving me emotions, so I wanted to do something that gives emotions to the others, so that's the thing that made me start it.
I tried like different musical instruments and stuff, and I mean I did originally want to be a vocalist really, but I wasn't a great singer really. I mean I don't know, it's just years and years going back at my parents' house when I lived there, and I mean, you know, we at a sort of young age I had this school band together, you know, that I used to try and do vocals for, and the drummer used to leave his drum kit round. And one day, I mean, I had this really old, like 80s ghetto blaster thing, and I put some headphones on and just sort of tried to drum, because he just left his kit there, and I sort of just, I don't know, just sort of taught myself to sort of do it really, and I don't know, I guess I was like, yeah, just got into a few bands as a drummer and just sort of stuck with it really, I guess, yeah. And yeah, that's about it really, I just, yeah. I mean, I always wanted to be involved in music, but I wasn't really sure, like, what I sort of, you know, which way I wanted to go. And I tried a few instruments and tried this, tried that, and then, yeah, just sort of got behind a kit and just thought, oh yeah, this is better. You can sort of hide at the back and bang things loudly, I guess.
Influences into the band. I am very much influenced by, of course I'm influenced by Ozzy Osbourne, and that comes through. I've been described as a female Ozzy Osbourne, like, you know, the way that I perform, which is amazing. But I also love the old jazz vocalists like Ella Fitzgerald. I love Aretha Franklin, and I love, she's queen, and I love Janis Joplin. I feel that she is such an important, I feel, inspiration and influence for, I'm just going to change my seat, hang on. The seat's really slopey. For females in doom. Because doom is very expressionate, it's very passionate, it's very soulful, very melodic, it's really dramatic. But specifically Janis Joplin, because she sings very painfully, and you bring that pain into doom. Doom is about a lot of pain and suffering, as well as you know, witches and wizards and like sorcery and like, you know, space and deserts. It's about all of that, but it's also about a lot of suffering and pain, but also the beauty that comes from pain and suffering. So something that we call alchemy. So turning shit into gold. Taking your pain and suffering and turning it into amazing music.
It's a place that wastes my soul without aim. Draws in again and again. Once a place of solace is now my demise. A sanctuary in a godforsaken sky.
are in the golden age of the stoner doom scene.